All right, all right, all right. We are live once again. It is Uncle Makara, all relations. Let's get started today with another video. And today we're talking about something very important. I believe that this topic of the savage shaman is very, very key and very, very crucial for all of us to understand. And once we do, it is going to not only shape our lives, but it's going to make everything seem so effortless, so fluid, so smooth. Okay, and that's what we're really looking for, is that smoothness with our practices. And if we can differentiate between the wimpy wizard and the savage shaman, I think it's going to bring a lot of clarity for people. And not only is it going to bring you clarity, it's also going to bring you a sense of adventure, a sense of worthiness, a sense of purpose that something is forming and that this journey is worth having, you know? So let me just share this with the tribe. All right. If you're watching me for the first time, man, welcome, welcome. I used to be huge into, having imaginary friends when I was younger. And nowadays, I have real spirit guide friends, you could say. It's just an evolution of that, I think. I think us as children having imaginary friends are just ways that spirit guides come through later on in your adult life. And as I've begun exploring this journey, I think I've become more and more real, more and more truthful, more and more aligned with order and a higher energy and higher power, okay, and a frequency. So this is really what we're talking about, guys. Okay. All right. Let's see who's on. Reload this. Okay, cool. So let's draw it out like we do on a whiteboard. Okay, let's get it. Let's get it today. Okay. Line through the middle. Best way to do this. Okay, we'll write, let's see, savage shaman in brackets, probably divine masculine femme. Okay. Another way that the mainstream calls it divine masculine, divine feminine. I don't think we should call it that because it's been a word that's been taken over by a lot of spiritual communities. So we like to stick to this word savage shaman. Of course, the shaman is a very indigenous rooted word, which means somebody who's a healer, a medicine man, a medicine woman of their own tribe. They're here to heal the planet. They're here to lift other people's consciousness up with theirs. Okay. So I think we can start with that, right? Um, let's see. Wimpy wizard, kind of wounded. Okay. So really what we're looking at is wimpy wizard or slash witch, right? Okay. So on one side you have the savage shaman, on the other side you have the wimpy wizard, wimpy witch. Okay. Now let's start to tap into this. Okay. Number one, let's use a different color for this actually. How do I change colors on this thing? Let's do orange. Okay. For savage shaman. Okay. So rootedness, yo, what's good, Ryan G? Or grounded at the bottom of the ocean. Okay. This is a concept that we've always talked about because this is an energy of being able to handle all emotions, all BS, all chaos of the world. The planet is going to give you adversity. It's going to give you a lot of noise, a lot of strange things, right? But you have to be able to make sense out of the strangeness. Okay. Ah, nice. Where did the word wimp come from? The most plausible explanation of wimp comes from whimper, meaning a small sound of pain, fear, or sadness. Okay, let's do that. That's a great one, Brian G. So whimper equals wimp, a small sound of pain, fear, or sadness. Okay. Like a want to cry about it. Okay. That's the wimp. Okay. And our business coach Joe, he used to say something called Wimp Junction. When you can't make a decision, you're stuck in Wimp Junction. It's like, you're trying to go for A, but then B is in the way, and it's like this, you're caught up in the middle of two worlds to understand. So I think that get caught up in Wimp Junction, okay, indecisiveness, and I would say win gumption, okay, bars, okay, winning and then going on to the next win and then stacking those small wins and then just, going forward with that. Now, I've really explored this archetype very recently. What's been coming up is this archetype of almost like um, like a swamp monster type of character that I'm getting in my visuals. It might have something to do with some of my dark masculine energy that I have to tap into. However, I've just been noticing like man, this is creepy. I don't know if this is the case more so, but I've been getting this imagery, and there's a reason why, because the masculine frequency or energy is like the rock. The feminine energy is the one who moves. So as a man, you're mostly yang with a little bit of yin. As a woman, you're mostly yin with a little bit of yang. But because of the planet's polarity and polarity switching and bad relationship dynamics, this yin yang essence has changed. And therefore, a lot of people look at the relationships of the planet and of the world. There's not enough healthy relationships, right, that we're sensing. So to be able to understand, it's almost like the energy of, would it be Sandman or maybe perhaps the Thing? What would be a great example of this, guys? Like, is it Ben Grimm? Is it the Thing's energy? It's like a rock-like being, right? That also moves and is fluid. So if you guys have any ideas for this archetype, we can think about it together. But that was just the rock that moves. That was the download that I got. Like, you are the rock. You're able to be strong and stoic in your own nature. However, you're also able to adapt, be flexible, move, not stay rigid and stuck to one reality, right? So it's a rock that creates its own rock formations and forms, right? So it's like maybe as we're stepping into earth magic, we're getting these downloads, irregardless. I would say the Savage Shaman puts God or spirit first, okay? They really understand that there is a spiritual connection to their higher self, and they're able to really pull through that beingness, that Holy Spirit from source energy to come through them and actually heal others and take care of certain situations. Like, some situations in your life are not yours to take care of, right? It's just the source is, you like, give it back to source so they can take care of it, right? Don't need to take care of everything yourself, right? The universe is here for support. It's on your squad, right? The universe is part of your gang. So you got to understand that. Like, this wimpy wizard energy is almost like a skeptical atheism slash what do you call it? Agnosticism, right? You're sort of like, yeah, I know that kind of thing exists, but not really. Like, science is the god, science is the king. That's actually very dangerous if you think like this. Okay. Now, it's also dangerous to bypass and use God as a thing. Like, like, these people might be atheist or agnostic, but at the same time, they use use God to bypass their issues. Okay. So spiritual bypass also comes into for the wimpy wizard or the witch, right? But for a person who's truth first, God first, integrity, high character, that's this Savage Shaman energy. That's a frequency, right? Of just determination, but also an edge of real expansion and growth, right? Now, this one reprograms with love. The other one, you can already guess, reprograms out of fear. So the fake alpha male or the fake alpha female, right? They're reprogramming out of fear. They're like, I'm better than everybody else here, right? In this vicinity, and nobody can match my strength. But that they're really doing it from a fear or an insecurity. It's not like a loving connectedness that, I'm here to grow, and like if you want to join me, you join me, right? That's an inclusive, like powerful, amplified energy. Now there are times where you got to be like, hey, fuck off, fuck you, this is mine. Like you got to set boundaries too, but it's not coming from a fear. It's coming from a deep, like a loving interruption, right? In somebody else's life. You are the one that shows other people their blind spots, not to harm them, but to help them heal in the long run. So what you're doing is out of that righteous fury, as we call it, right? And so when you move with that, shout out Samba for that word. Basically, if you really understand that you are emotionally regulated, what does that mean? You know how to handle your emotions. You have the practices that help you to release emotions, right? Us on this path working, we know to do EFT tapping. We know to get into, sauna or do breath work and, roll around on the floor, do some yoga asanas when the time calls for it, right? It's a very languid or fluish, uh, fluid kind of nature, right? Of being able to do that. Like wherever the emotion is coming up, you rise above the emotion, just like Jesus walks on the water. He's rising above the emotions to be able to handle it. He's not sinking into the water and drowning, you see? But that's the symbolic understanding of that. And we can also understand Moses, right, parting the sea, right, is the same idea of the water splitting, right, being able to show that this is God's revelations that they're showing. Now, what's really interesting, so let's just write down emotionally reactive, okay? Right, some topic, right? Now, I would say that there are certain topics that you just don't mess with, you know what I mean? Like if somebody attacks your family, right, you got to get aggressive about that. Right? That's not like a joke, like, oh yeah, I guess they're gonna not do it again, right? You got to really, again, have that power as a shaman, have that aggressiveness and assertiveness as a shaman. Aggressive towards your goals, right? Not just aggressive towards others, but aggressive towards your actual mission, your healing mission in this world, right? And not being so emotionally reactive, but having this mental toughness, this ability to endure, but also understand that the endurance also needs integration, it needs solace, it needs release, right? It needs healing. So, A, we're facing shadow work on a regular basis, right? And so I'm starting to notice I'm getting a lot of students who come to me who are dealing with the similar problems either I used to go through or still am going through. Like, and what it's reflecting out into the universal field is that I need to contextualize and work with these different things, right? Next, we gotta know if need be, you are aggressive. So we could just say that. I think the better word is assertiveness, right? And this one is kind of a passivity. Okay. All right. Now, I've noticed a lot of the adepts within this past month get a lot more assertive. They're asking a lot more questions. They're inquisitive. They want things to go the way that they're really working towards. So I just want to give a quick round of applause to our adepts because they have been very less passive. But also, is our requirement as a leader for me to actually, show you guys like, hey, man, step it up, book in another session, do this thing. So that assertiveness actually led to more assertiveness. And this is what happens when you have leadership as well, right? You start to understand that, okay, other people are falling into their exact roles or positions because now there's a structure. Now there's something that we're moving towards, okay? Next thing we have is, what did I write down here, man? Sometimes I can't even read my handwriting. Did I write down rather to the world? Oh, father to the world. Okay. father to the world or a mother to the world if you're a woman. Okay. And a father or mother to none. What I mean by this is not just you have kids, okay? That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about you have this energy of, like a parental protectiveness. Of course, we have our earthly fathers, but we also have our heavenly father, right? And so to be a father or a kind mother, a Mary Magdalene, a Mother Mary, that energy to the world, you're going to have to carry that fatherly or motherly energy. Notice how people become more father-like or mother-like as they grow older, right? Because it's normally what tends to happen with people. They become more of that nature, okay? Unless they have different, bad family systems, they weren't raised correctly, and all of these other factors, right? But a mother and father to none really means that you're just in it for yourself. You're not looking after the earth's children, right? The earth has many different people, different children here who are born and go through the world. And, sometimes they're put through a lot of pain, a lot of, societal pressure. So I think it's important for all of us to understand that once you're becoming a mother or father to the world, you also start to treat people kinder because you start to understand this person is also a divine mother. This person is also a divine father, right? And I respect the willingness of being able to take care of something, right? A man is just like, yeah, I'm responsible. Let's go, right? I'll take all the blame. It's okay. Let's move forward, right? Instead of bypassing, look, this is well, not really, I don't know, but yeah, well, not taking responsibility at all, right? It's like it's not gonna really move the energy forward, right? For your people, for your tribe. So here we think that nature equals teacher, right? Not just nature itself, not just trees, but nature like animals or nature even as simple as the golden ratio or just like using aspects of nature to teach you something, to learn something, right? The trees aren't like constantly going, oh, I wonder if I should give shade, or the water isn't going, oh, maybe I should let all the animals drink from me. It's just giving, right? It's freely expansive. It's abundance. We are in abundance, August. This is an element of the expansiveness of nature, the eternitas of nature, right? The eternity. Like nature is eternal, right? There will always be flowers that die and then are born again, in a sense. The seeds get scattered from one seed to another. And I've also heard that the bees know, like they create this certain vibration pattern on top of the pollen, the flower when it's sitting on it, right? It creates a certain vibration that helps it to move the energy. So there's a lot of codes with the bees and nature and so forth, fertility, of course, and so forth. But here, the wimpy wizard or wimpy witch, they think like nature equals some pagan hippie shit, right? Okay, yeah, nature just walking around, hugging trees, like okay, I guess that's their idea of what nature means to them, right? So they're not really exploring that, or they're doing too much work with just like they're trying to over squeeze the juice out of the nature spirit elementals, but they're not really embodying that. So, and I think a big one that's really important, anything around the coming full moon and savage shamanism. Um, I would say since it's the Sturgeon, I believe it's the Sturgeon moon, which is kind of I think it's named after a fish. The energy has got to be pretty fluid, and I honestly think there's going to be more serious downloads. That's what my intuition is telling me. Uh, there's going to be maybe even Ryan G. Since you have the Blue Avian connection, I would highly recommend that you do something for the Blue Avians on the full moon, and it might even be your uh full moon deity. Okay, so yeah, we're learning from nature, like we're learning from the moon, we're learning from the sun, we're learning from the stars, we're learning from every aspect of nature. There's something there to teach us, right? Even I can learn something from a small child, even. or just a very old man. You know, it doesn't matter the age, the gender, the whatever. It's just like the information that you get is pure. Okay. Um, yeah. So for this one, this is so relatable. Swims in rabbit holes. Don't get any ideas, okay? Okay, this ain't Looney Tunes. But what we're talking about here is when you're swimming in rabbit holes, you're going from one conspiracy theory to the next, and you're just scrolling, and then all of these conspiracies are filling your brain, and you're just a swimmer in this, right? You're just swimming through all of the paradoxes and conspiracies, and you're in the conspiracy rabbit holes, and you're down another conspiracy rabbit hole, and it starts to stagnate you after a while because you're like, I don't want to hold all this information in my head. Like, so what? Yeah, I know George Soros is like doing this weird shit, right? It's like I really need to like get my life together first and foremost, instead of swimming in all of these, you know, para transatlantic rabbit holes of like, you know, why Atlantis was a colony or whatever. Like, chill with the information overload, right? Just chill with it for a second and just realize that I can go beyond it, right? So go beyond the rabbit holes and integrate all spiritual data. Okay. So you understand, yes, there's a rabbit hole to that, but what's the root of that issue? What's the core of that wound, right? So get to the root of the problem is the way that the soul doctor or savage shaman works. Okay. They get to the root of the problem. This one focuses into the problem paradigm and they never solve it. They're thinking about the problem so much, but the same level of thinking that caused that problem is not the same level of thinking that's going to solve it. So you need to change paradigms, right? You need to go to a newer paradigm to help you heal out of the old one. But you're still thinking from the problem at the level of the problem. So you're creating more problem frequency, right? Let's say you're like, I'm terrible at sales or something, right? Let's say that that's a problem, right? Now you were already being terrible at sales, looking at the sales world through that lens, right? You're going to be stuck in that paradigm. However, if you were transcending above, seeing from the perspective of you being a good salesperson, and then reverse engineering from there, right? Getting to the root of what that really means. What does it mean to sell something? Right? Nature is selling itself all the time. Why can't you sell something? Okay. It's like it doesn't have to be for a specific product. Yeah, I know it's tough when you have to sell a product you don't really believe in, and you know, what if things just worked out? How? Let's find out. Yeah, absolutely. Um, and again, like that level of thinking, it's like the what if. Oh yeah, that's a good one, Ryan, because it's like, what if in the positive? What if in the negative, right? What if this really bad thing will happen to me? What if it's even better than you'd ever imagined, right? Yeah, that's a good one, Ryan. Good villains are the salt of the story. I was just talking about to Mathis about this, like the whole idea of superficiality that you brought up. I was thinking about this, like superficiality. I would call this suprapficiality. Okay, I'm inventing new words, new legislators here. Okay, so this is like, what does supra mean? Even supra meaning. Supra means something mentioned above or earlier. Yeah, so suprapficiality would be like the spice, okay? or superficiality is used as a spice or fun experience. Okay. How do I make this? Okay. Anyway, whatever, dude. Superficiality is used as a spice, right? So it's a flavoring of your life. Okay. Telegram chat. Okay. Yeah. Awesome, man. My phone is charging, I believe, or oh, it's right here. Let me check it now. Uh, oh, dang. Okay, dang. Okay. Ryan G sending me all these like codes right now. Epic. These are epic. Dang. Okay. Yeah. So this one is just, you know, embarrassed of the superficial. Okay. It's like, it's not deep enough, man. Okay. Whereas this one is like, all right, yeah, I look good, I feel good, I did my hair today or whatever. And it's a spice. It's not like the ego is the full thing of the game. It's like it's a little flavor, it's a little hey, it's a little attitude, right? It's a little charisma, it's a little moxie, whatever you want to call it, right? It's just a little mwah, right? It's like the chef's kiss. Okay. So right? Salt Bay is like creating a salt circle around himself or whatever. Um, yeah, so the next one, okay, is pushes the mystical norms. Okay. They challenge tradition, they challenge old ways or old dogmas, right? This one, however, they hide their mystical powers, right? They hide it. They don't demonstrate any of it. Their life doesn't show it. It's just occult hidden in the background, very, yes, the occult, the word itself is hidden, you know. So a lot of practitioners, they hide. All they're doing is hiding. Yet here I am every day speaking on a camera like this. I ain't hiding, motherfucker, right? I'm here right now. Let's go. So that's the energy that you want as a savage shaman. You're ready to go, right? There's got to be this attacking of your day. And once you understand that, either I'm processing something or I'm getting some energetic download, you got to know your own physical body and mind, right? Just tune in with it because it will give you clues. And after a while, man, I know we're going to get thousands of downloads after this. That's why I'm actually prepping in this in a sense for this. So that means we need to understand how to integrate all spiritual data. And we've created some automated systems through our own path working where we create these different light codes and we're able to transfer and charge them. And then now it's ready to go, right? And the whole thing is just automated after that because you've now ritualized it, you've created it, it's a part of your subconscious now, and it's gonna work, right? You just have to let it blossom now. You just have to let it harvest over time. And you kind of have to, like, we've made so many light codes, Ryan G, that we've forgotten about, but they've manifested like maybe weeks, months later, and we've just kind of still forgot. Like, but we've gotten those power-ups. You know what I mean? So if you want to know some of those power-ups, we can. Like, there was stuff from like I think months ago where we made certain light codes for what was it? I do think we should create a Lyran one just in case. Um, because Lyra has been coming up a lot, as well as the Dragon Star Seed thing has been coming up a lot. And probably it could be a way that we all kind of connect or bring our minds together in this thing because we're all bringing different pieces of the puzzle here, right? So Savage Shaman, healer of their tribe. Okay. Looking for the quick spell with uncertain consequences. Okay. Now, I've understood this mentality before of just like, I really want her to like me. Let me do a love spell. I don't. To show that she doesn't like you in your own mind tells you there's a lack of self-love. So this is what we figured out. A lot of these wimpy wizards, what they'll do is like, let me create a love spell to trap this woman in my energy and try to manipulate all of the earth's powers to get her to like me. That's not how we're working. We're working around our own energies. And so, of course, something has to shift internally for it to externally form. I think a lot of mages know this, right? However, still, you work with the concept of love. It's the same thing with wealth, right? If you want money, you have to figure out how money are you, how valuable are you, right? What is the value you're giving to people? Like, is it a commodity? Is it information they're hearing? Anybody could look this stuff up, right? But I'm putting it into a formula. I'm implementing it in my daily life. Like, I've been through this shit, these rabbit holes are nothing to me, bro. Follow the white rabbit. I'm going into like a Kerbo's rabbit land. Okay. Some people get that reference, others don't. It's okay. Right. Get to know us, get to know this path working. It's exciting. Okay. There's many journeys and walkthroughs in this video game and cheat codes and ways to go faster. Of course, we're always looking towards that. We are peak performance shamans, but we're not looking for a shortcut that's going to put us into a liability. It's going to be a liability for us. A shortcut that will put us and others into danger. A shortcut that will short circuit our spiritual progress. That's not what we're looking for. Okay. So have a look at this list. Okay. I think this is very powerful. And if you can start to implement this list today, some things that I would do is let's look for implementation because we want to implement this. Okay. So rootedness at the bottom of the ocean, I believe we can, let's just say application, and we'll end with the application because we need to find ways to use this information. Yes, it's a nice list, but let's use it, okay? So I recommend adepts to do this. If you don't do this already, start doing it, okay? Even students watching this, random people, okay? Roots of a tree underneath feet. This is just a visualization that you can do that will keep you in that rooted nature. It'll keep you, focusing on your lower body and your pelvic area as well. You can also wiggle the toes, okay? Wiggle the toes to keep it from going too up here, too heady, too analytical, right? As you wiggle the toes, like, right? It brings all the energy from the top to naturally ground to your feet through the earth star, going down into your transpersonal chakras, right? I mean, your subpersonal chakras. So, win gumption. This is just what's the next best thing? Who do I need to be right now? Okay. These are questions you can ask yourself that get you to go into this Kaizen mentality of the next thing. What's the next best thing that I can do? I can't do this, or this is not possible right now, or this is out of alignment. But what is the next best thing that I can do? And this mentality of creating renditions will make you such a peak performance shaman, man, because you are going to look for all of the opportunities that are available to you. And who do I need to be right now? That's character development work, right? So you can think like, maybe I need to be a werewolf right now. Maybe a few minutes later after being a werewolf, I need to double down on my harpy nature. Then once I figured out my harpy nature, then I can focus on my intergalactic form. And in this moment, my analytical, more alien brain is going to help me to work and study about something. But then later on, when I'm doing sports or something like that, I can tap into maybe a gorilla mindset. Now, imagine, right, if really all of these devas are in the Hindu pantheon and all of these spirit animals in the Native American pantheon. And if we had all these pantheons within us, within our psyche, within our ancestry, we can pull them out. Okay. God first, shout out to AZD for this meditation, but simple. He knows my heart. He knows my mind. Okay. Just sit, imagine God as light in your heart space, coming in through your crown, sitting in your heart. He knows my heart. He knows my mind. Okay. This was AZD's tech through the Chosen tech a while back, and it's very powerful. I still continue to use it, and it's just a very cleanup. It's a good disc cleanup for you, okay? Because this is going to really help you create that spaciousness, because you're not hiding anything. You're not seeking for anything anymore. You're not a spiritual seeker on a quest. You're like, I'm here, baby. Let's go. He knows my heart. He knows my mind. God's plan. Okay, whatever. Let's go with it, okay? Now we know how to do this, okay? Reprogramming with love, easy. Look in the mirror before sleep. I love you no matter what, right? Simple. Before you sleep, you just tell yourself, bro, I love you no matter what. You know what, bro? I fucking love you no matter what circumstance. I love you. Say it different ways. Don't say it just like, love you no matter what. I love you no matter what. Like, don't do it like the robotic affirmations does work too. I do like it. And sometimes it works throughout, like when you're in that sleepy state, you know, where you just rep it, rep it, rep it, rep it. That can work too. But I love making eye contact and really feeling it as I say it, you know, and then I get that self-love amplifying. And what this does is it melts away shame so you can flourish better. So it's all almost this is like a two-in-one. This is also good for emotional regulation. Okay. Emotional regulation, a very quick one, is a stress breath that I like to call. Okay. And this stress breath I give to a lot of high-end students as well of mine, which is a double inhale in or a triple inhale in. So it's a fractionated breath. Okay. And then just holding it, clenching the muscles, and then letting out a small sigh through the mouth with your teeth closed. So like a shh sound. And the shush sound, okay, I want to mention this, okay? Exhale through shh. Now, the reason we do the shh sound is because that's how our mothers used to put us to sleep when we were kids. Also sounds like the crashing of the waves or like air, you know, like the wind blowing or something like this, right? There's something powerful to that. Now, I don't know why the deities have told me to do it like this, the like this, but I do remember learning a little bit from Glenn. I don't know if you guys remember Glenn. He used to be an energy coach for Tyler from RSD, right? So he used to be an energy healer who came up with this process called what was it? Emotional awareness technique or something like that. He had some protocol like that, which I learned for many months. So I've done his program, and I learned some of his tech, you know, and this was one of the breaths that I took away from that. And I continue to use it to this day and keep sharing it with others. And it's amazing. Like, of course, this is a modified version, but I think that it has value. Okay. Again, assertiveness. Let's see. Assertiveness. What can you do? Timer before decisions. Okay. Time yourself. Put yourself on a timer. Okay. Like you're about to order some food, order something off Amazon. Don't spend hours scrolling and looking for stuff. Give yourself a timer. I have to find what I need in 5 minutes. Boom, 5 minutes. Then you create that assertiveness. It's like, boom, time to go. The clock is now moving through you. But you can also enter the clock world, but also come back to timelessness in moments of rest. Like right now, I lost all aspect of time. I don't even know how long I've gone on for, right? That's good. You need moments like that throughout your day, okay, where you lose all track of time, and then you come back into the time nature of things, right? From this time to this time, I'll do this time to this time, I'll do that, right? So fractionate your time, flow block your time for timelessness, okay? A mother and father to the world, very simple. Just hold an image of that in your mind. Hold an image of your most divine self. You could also imagine your parents as their greatest avatars, right? Very easy. All right. Let's see here. How can we integrate this? I would say core wounds quiz. Okay. If you haven't done that, just shoot us a message. Getting to root of the problem. What if in the positive? Actually, and better one is just the affirmations thing that we use. Okay, so just go. Why am I so amazing? Why am I so epic? Like what did I do to deserve such an amazing life? How did I become such an effortless shaman? Why does everybody uh value my information and work towards really creating a meaningful life? You ask yourself questions, then your mind will give you like these auto answers, and they'll actually tell you like because of this, oh, because just because, just because you're the shit, just because. So that's another way to understand it is just be cause. Okay. Be the cause of your life. But the answer back to the world is, why are you like that? Or why are you doing that weird spiritual stuff? And well, what's the correct meaning of that? And are you sure you're not worshiping and being possessed by demons? Are you actually all dogma? It's just because, man. Okay? Giving them a non-committal answer is going to work better than you giving like a yes or a no or try to fight with them. Fuck all that. Yeah, we'll see. Okay, keep watching. That's the energy. Okay. Next is the superficiality uses a fun social. Okay, so enjoy the illusion. Okay. Enjoy the illusion or samsara without attachment. Very easy. You're walking on the red carpet. You have your swaggy Armani suit on, but you're like, this is a simulation anyway, man. I'm just gonna have fun. These people aren't real. These are like different weird clones, okay, here in this environment. And I'm here to have fun. I'm here to explore. I'm here to be my best self. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Right. That's the image. We should create a card for burning our dogma. Absolutely. Absolutely. We should. Dog dogma backwards is dogma backwards goddamn? Goddamn. Right? Goddamn. I'm gonna create a goddamn card. Um Pushes the mystical norms. So what you can do is anytime you find some mystical info, you make it, you reword it and apply it. Or you challenge it based on previous assumptions, beliefs, etc. Okay, so basically just question things, right? Don't just believe it blindly just because it's written somewhere or it's in some grimoire somewhere. Like actually use your trust your gut on some of these things, right? Because sometimes you might find yourself even more confused as you're on a spiritual journey, right? You start on the spiritual process and you're like, wait a minute, I need some kind of a DNA activation Aquarian light code now for me to be okay. No, it's just, yo, have fun with it, okay? It's not meant to be like this calculus class, okay? It's meant to be some kind of a quantum physics, okay? It's different, okay? It's different. It's not what you think it is. Don't think your way into your spiritual journey. Be your way into it. Flow, move your way into it, right? To be the healer of your tribe, again, very simple. Once you figure out ways to heal thyself, share your tech, and heal self and others. Okay? Very easy. Okay? Math is fun. Absolutely. I mean, yeah, math is fun, but we're doing spiritual math over here, right, Ranji? It's not like a maths class. Like I remember my maths class, bro. That's probably why I'm bad at math is because of the math teachers, right? Like, I never had a good math teacher. I think if I did, it would have changed my relationship with math. I would have been a math genius or some shit. Okay. It's in my blood. I'm Indian or whatever. So, anyway, right? So, you guys get this, right? This is very powerful. And if you can go by these doctrines, these understandings, and understand not to be like a, posturing yourself as a fake alpha male, fake alpha female, like, oh, doing all this stuff. I have all these tattoos, muscles, I have my clothes on. Yeah, I have all this stuff. But again, ultimately, it's like, what are you doing with that character? Right? That character has got to go from point A to point B, man. It's got to move through the journey and do some things, right? Make things exciting, look forward to different things, different events, perhaps. Shout out to our event in New Zealand that we're hosting, man. We would love for you to join us if you can join us. Do it, save up for it or whatever. Ask your parents for an allowance or whatever. Make sure you're 18 and older, though. And yeah, we'd love to meet you there, see you there. We're going to go to a lot of different venues, clubs, spiritual environments. There's going to be a lot of attunements, a lot of Maori tribe activations. Okay. So if you're ever struggling with procrastination and you're tired of it, you're like, I want to end all of this, man. This procrastination thing is done for me. Enough is enough. It's time to procrastinate on my procrastination. That's the event to go to. Okay. Ryan says we could do a ritual to change our relationships with certain themes and topics, setting us up for better stuff. Absolutely. Again, optimize, automate, redesign. Okay. Let's keep going. Apply, appreciate, and embrace. Okay. Let's get it. Upward Spiral Gang, thank you so much, guys, for tuning into this. This has been an amazing live stream where we could break down the differences between somebody who's just a little occult practitioner in his little cave, like just doing work, and someone who's a savage shaman who's ready to challenge the narratives and the norms of culture and society and ready to move through like an infinity blaze, ready to merge and absorb, but also transcend, right? It's a very powerful archetype, man. And this image behind me, it just goes to show you have thy rod and thy staff protect me. Okay. This understanding of like, hey, head in the clouds, feet on the ground, head in the clouds, right? The wings coming up, or the seraphim dragon soul wings, right? Ah. By the way, shout out Vajra Dragon Yoga. I'm almost complete, and I think by this month it will be done. So it's awesome, man. It's like I've done it at least once all the way through. Now I just need to find a way to simplify it for beginners because there might be certain moves where someone, with not much flexibility can't do, or so I have to find ways of like random renditions of that. Again, it's like, what's the next best thing, right? Let's get it. Os, we all got this. By the way, guys, okay, Primal Sutra, this is our new symbol, okay? This is our new symbol. We do this. This is another symbol we do, but we also do this, okay? So tap in. I hope you enjoyed this. Have an epic day. Shoot us a message. Join our channeling today. We're channeling Chief Deno, a Native American guide, one of my root chakra guides. And the first guide, my first spirit guide that I ever worked with was Chief Deno. Okay. So he's going to help us with some root chakra blocks and some abundance blocks. So if you are available at that time, okay, I believe it's 11:30 a.m. PST. Okay. It's going to be midnight for me in India, in Kolkata. So make sure you catch that. Have an incredible day. Let's get it.